Well, assalamualaikum guys to the part 4 of measurement of physical quantities. So today we will discuss the estimation of physical quantities as well as standards and prefixes. So let's begin. So what is the mass of an apple? Well, not the apple that I showed you, but this one. Well, for this, we will just imagine things that we can compare this with, things that we already know about. We know the mass about. Now, if I, from my perspective, talk about this, well, I know that 1 kg, when I buy 1 kg of apples, I get around 4 to 5 apples in it. And so that will, I can kind of break this down then to 250 grams per apple. Now, again, that totally depends on your experiences or things that you know that will help you in this question, but they will accept anywhere around 50 to 500 grams, so you don't need to be very accurate, but be moderately accurate. So just judge these according to you know the things that you already know about. So again, then they ask you, well, what's the volume of an adult human head? Now in this case, I would say use a ruler and measure your dimensions of your own head. For me, it came out to be 15 into 20 into 10, and well, if I calculate that, that turns out to be 3000 cubic centimeters. Now then again, you can just use the ruler to find your own dimensions, the length, the breadth, the height, but they will accept anywhere around 2000 to 9000 cubic centimeters. Now I'm doing all the questions that ever came in the past paper, so this is like the complete video that you need to watch, and it will, trust me, be extremely helpful. Then they talk about the pressure due to the depth of 10 meters of water. We know that pressure in liquids is equal to the rho gh. The density of water is known to be 1000 kg per cubic centimeter, and then the gravitational field you can take as 10 for simplification, and h as 10 as well. So the answer turns out to be 100,000 pascals. Then again, they will accept anywhere between 50,000 to around 500,000. So we are somewhere in the between region if we calculate this. Another question that has come in the past papers is, well, what's the wavelength of red light in vacuum? You should know the electromagnetic spectrum and the general wavelengths for all the radiations that occur between. Now I know that red light is around 700 nanometers, but then again, it's the generosity of the examiner that they will accept anywhere between 400 to 800 nanometers, although that is the range for visible light. For red light, it's 700 nanometers. Well, another question that they have asked is, well, what's the wavelength in nanometers of ultraviolet radiation? Then again, you should know about the electromagnetic spectrum to solve this question. Now we know that if this is the violet invisible light, the ultraviolet radiation it comes even before that, so the wavelength is even smaller. So I'll give the answer as 400 nanometers, which is basically violet, and then below that is ultraviolet. So they will accept between 100 to 400 nanometers, but I will give my answer as 400 nanometers. Then again, you should know the electromagnetic spectrum by heart in order to do these questions. Then they've also asked, well, what is the density of air at atmospheric pressure? This is something that you should generally know. This is general knowledge. And well, the density of the air is around 0.2 to, it kind of varies depending on the altitude, but you can give any answer between 0.1 to 10 kg per cubic meters. I'll give my answer as around 2 kg per cubic meters, but you should know this. Alright, now they have also asked this question in the past papers, that what is the thickness of a sheet of paper? I would suggest just take your examination sheet, take a ruler and find the measurement of that thickness of the paper, and then divide it by the number of papers. So for me, it comes out to be 0.1 nanometers. That's not millimeters, correction. And you can give your answer between 0.05 to 0.1 millimeters. Then they also have asked, what is the speed of sound in air? Very easy, it's around 330 meters per second. I'll give the answer as 300. And well, now they've also asked, well, what is the time for sound to travel 100 meters in air? So we know that S is equal to dt, and in order to find t, I can say S divided by d. S is 300 for speed of sound in air, and then 100 meters we want to travel. So the answer turns out to be 3 seconds. So this is by my calculation. Then again, you just need to be a bit logical about this, but they will accept anywhere between 0.25 to 5 seconds. Moving on, they've also asked in the past that, well, what is the frequency of an audible sound wave? Now that's quite easy, because we know that humans can hear anywhere between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. So you can give any value between that and you're good to go. Then they've also asked, well, what is the weight of around 1000 cubic centimeter of water? So we know that at 4 degrees Celsius, you would have learned in chemistry while doing the calorimetry that 1 gram is equal to 1 cubic centimeter for water. So I can use that assumption here and say that 1000 cubic centimeter is equal to 1000 grams. So that's like 1 kg. But remember that this is the mass. We want to find out the weight. And so I'm going to multiply that by 10. You can multiply it by 9.8 as well, and the answer turns out to be 10 Newton. The examiner will accept any answer between 8 Newton to 12 Newton. You can see that either 9.8 or 10 is between that range. Then they have also asked about the mass of a 30 centimeter plastic ruler. Now remember that for any geometrical objects, just take your measurement between 10 to 50 grams and that's good enough. So remember this for all future questions about geometrical objects like a plastic ruler, a protractor, a set square, anything of that sort. But well, for the plastic ruler, I can say that the measurement would be around 20 grams, which is 0.02 kg. The examiner will accept anywhere between 10 to 100 grams. And as I said just a little while ago, that for any geometrical object, just give them a value between 10 to 50 grams and you are good to go. So this includes the ruler as well as this question right here, which says that, well, what is the mass of a plastic protractor? So then again, my answer would be the same, that is 20 grams. The examiner was accepting answers between 5 to 50 grams. And you can see that our estimation of 10 to 50 grams is quite accurate for geometrical objects. The last question that we will do for estimation of physical quantities is, well, what is the number of joules of energy in 1 kilowatt hour? So I know that power is equal to energy over time. We want to find joules, the energy, so we will make energy the subject. We get power into time. Now power is 1 kilowatt hour. It's given as 1 kilowatt hour. Now remember that this is 1 kilowatt. So we must first convert it into 1000. Alright. So we will first convert this into 1000. And then I'm going to multiply this by 3600 because remember this is kilowatt hour. In energy, if you want to find in joules, you should take the SI unit. So I take watt for power and time as seconds, and the answer turns out to be 36,000, well, 1000. You can say 36 point into 10 raised to the power of 6 joules. And so the examiner was also accepting answer anywhere between 3 to 4 into 10 raised to the power of 6 joules. Well, the last thing is standards and prefixes. So these right here on the left are the standards and the right side is the prefixes. So we have made these so that instead of writing something like 700 into 10 raised to the power minus 9 meters is the wavelength of a red light, we can replace that standard with just a unit like nano and say 700 nanometers. So this is where these prefixes come in handy. You need to memorize this table. Alright, so for the next video we will learn about the use of a cathode ray oscilloscope. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. To access our PDF notes, visit our blog onlinetutorsacad.blogspot.com for more information about our ongoing sessions. Visit our Instagram. All the links are given in the description box below. Till the next time, Khuda Hafiz.